And are you refreshed? Good. Now what?
Why does it seem that sometimes it's easier to manifest contrast?
Because sometimes the contrast has more momentum and the cooperative law of attraction is bringing more to you, because you get what you think about whether you want it or not. And because you are oriented toward being a problem solver, there's a slight difference between solution seeker and problem solver. And in humandom, there's quite a lot of gratification, sort of kinda, in sacrifice and solving problems and getting the job done. And that's a habit that sort of comes from playing to the human crowd, where you're trying to justify your existence just a little bit. So it is simply a matter of more vibration about the problem than about the solution, and so the problem just gives you more clarity. But it's not such a bad thing, because a really good question brings a really satisfying answer, and a problem that has been really clearly identified brings a wonderful solution. So it's all part of the process of expansion. If you could just give up that feeling that there's something wrong with there being a problem, that there's something wrong with contrast, because there isn't. It's all part of eternity. It's all part of the infinite evolution.
Yeah, there seems to be things that I would like to change in my life. I'm like, that'd be good to allow a different outcome to that.
Well, if I don't want to change it, this thing I want to change may have a pretty clear dissatisfaction factor to it. So if you could get on the what would be satisfying about the change side of it, then it would flip for you.
It's like your earlier analogy, but the other one you used, driving on the road and you hit a tree at 5 miles an hour, you hit one at 100. I just snatched the wheel at 100 miles an hour and bang, there's contrast everywhere.
Well, that's because you're not catching it at the early subtle stages, and that's all right.
I think it had too much momentum. I think there was no way to catch it. It was already out there.
That's exactly right. And so what are you going to do? The only thing you can do is stop beating up on yourself about it. Missed that, but now I've had this experience. I'm a little stronger in my determination to catch it earlier next time. And the thing is, you get to start over at least once a day, but you can start over many times every day on satisfaction factor. And if there's something that you really hit a tree hard about and you're kind of broken up over it, it's always helpful to look for the satisfaction factor in places that it is easier to find, rather than following your pattern of getting hold of that problem and wrestling it to the ground and killing it.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a lot of allowing, but I'm just wondering, maybe once, maybe like 5 million can kind of fall out of the vortex, and we could deal with that instead of the contrast, because it's all up in there. And it's like, well, you're not ready for 5 million. Well, let's try. I can manifest it again. Let's keep doing that.
You're making it sound like someone else is the deciding factor, and it's only you. You're not taking any responsibility for your vibrational stance. You're making it sound like somebody else is withholding the 5 million and giving the problem, and that's not how it is.
Well, I'm the one driving the car that crashed it, and I'm the one that allows it to fall out of the vortex, and I am ready to allow that.
You sounded a little mean toward whoever was withholding it, and we think the one you're mean toward is you.
Okay. All right.
Got to give yourself a break. These laws haven't been that clear to you or almost anybody else, and you haven't really known about the receptive mode or which receiving mode you're in or what influence you're under. You've been responding to life just like just about everybody else, but in the process you have built one enormous vibrational nest egg that you can start cashing in now that you understand satisfaction, dissatisfaction. Just got to catch it early instead of waiting till you hit the tree. And there's nothing like hitting a tree to get you to pay more attention.
It's a beautiful thing. It's all right there in front of you, and then you can let the resistance to each one of those things, that it's like, well, I was fighting that, done with that, there's no more resistance there. I didn't like that, so why don't we try this now? That's a little bit of an easier way.
Just take it soft and easy, because the hokey pokey really is what it's all about.
Okay,
Easier,
All right.
easier. Enough?
that's perfect.
Really good.
Thank you.
Standing on your chair does not help, not even a little bit.